I think it depends on the caliber of woman. I think there are women out there who would just walk away from the conversation instead of gaslighting you. I think there are women out there who are going to gaslight you even if she does love and admire and respect you. I think to what Mistaken was saying, it's just learned behavior. And then I think the majority of women fall in the middle where they pick and choose who to gaslight.
That's fair. You damn near wiped my question from me. No, I think I was gonna ask, do you think that there's a tie to the gaslighting and the men who say they're in marriages and they don't get sex? And do you think that wraps around into, because all right, so let me start by saying what I believe, right? So I believe that it's not really fair because when y'all bring the type of woman argument in, it kind of negates the point. So I was gonna say the type of woman that I would date would not do that based on love and admiration, but that's a type. And there's another type that probably would, and I just wouldn't date them. So I don't have a accurate representation to make this statement. But what I was essentially asking is, well, I know that. Never mind. Never mind.
No, I want to address that because I think that's important. Um, and correct me if I'm just veering in a totally different like direction.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Personally, I and again biased because I'm a woman. I feel like the women who feel comfortable enough to gaslight and feel comfortable enough to close their legs to their husband or partner are are in relationships with men that don't inspire like safety and security within the relationship, and so then like a rebellious thing comes out of women where because I don't feel safe enough to do this, then like why would I apologize if you're going to throw it in my face later? And I know that that's the same argument that men make, but that's not to say that a man can't exhibit that same behavior. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. They in the chat they say we was using gaslighting, that we may be using it wrong. So I'm well aware what gaslighting is. I'm using the question that was asked earlier. They use the term gaslighting, and uh, yeah. So I would agree that disrespect and antagonizing would be a better word to just encompass everything. They isolated it in the question about gaslighting. So I was asking directly based off of that.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting question because of how we look at the tactics that men and women use to get out of things. If you have a woman that doesn't want to do the things that the man wants to do, she has a certain skills and stuff that she may have learned throughout that relationship or other relationships to basically get out of it if she really don't want to do it. Like, I think that if, say, for instance, like if she's got a lot of guy friends that she really like benefits from, and then say, for instance, she like being around them, but she don't like being around her man. Like, there'll be the subtle stuff that you don't understand is the thing that leads up to gaslighting in relationships when it comes to dealing with certain women. So I think that personally, I don't think every woman is skilled enough to use gaslighting long term. I don't think so. I think that most women they find a loophole, and most men believe they're women because they're just like, why would I have any reason to believe otherwise? Until he gets frustrated.
To bring the point in deeper, um, how much does physical attraction play into sex for women? Because all right, just follow me. So what I'm saying is they were talking about gaslighting, right? And when they were speaking about it, it was like a modus operandi for things women do that men have to deal with. But the large bulk of that sounded like things that women who aren't attracted to you or who aren't sexually stimulated by you would do. Like Red Pill was making an argument that they only gaslight men they're not physically attracted to. And
Well,
Let
some
me just
women
say
would make the argument that
so
if she's not uh if she's not physically attracted to you, or if there isn't anything to respect about you, she's not about to deal with you anyway. So
So let me just say this. I saw this guy, and I wish I would have videotaped it. I may use him next week. He's a psychologist, and he was saying that usually in a relationship you have the adored and the person who's doing the adoring, right? It will behoove you. A lot of times men adore women. They put them on a pedestal, right? So that means you like her more than she likes you. Sometimes, okay?
What are those results?
Right. So in that case, that may not work in his favor, because you would want your woman to adore you, because women who adore their husbands and who have strong feelings for their husbands or their mates will go through great extremes to please him. He will know that she is feeling him. You know, a woman who loves a man, baby.
I
It-
want to make this distinction between healthy relationships and unhealthy relationships, right? Because I think that's really important. When we talk about these women won't mess with you or they won't do this stuff because they're not physically attracted to you, there are women out there in unhealthy relationships who will still continue to mess with you, to sleep with you, and still gaslight you, right? That those relationships do exist. And then there are women who won't sleep with you and won't gaslight you. So I don't think it's so much, this is what I was saying earlier, I don't think it's so much a physical attraction thing. I think that could be an incentive. Don't think that really has a lot to do with it, because if we're honest, most women sleep with men that they don't say they want, right? If most women are saying, I need a guy who's this level attractive, those guys are few and far between. Most women are sleeping with men who are below that. It really does come down to emotional safety. Like, sex is a brain thing for a lot of women. Like, if there isn't that safety there, most women aren't able to get off. And so if there isn't really an incentive unless she cares about you. And 9 times out of 10, if she cares about you, there's some level of safety there.
I think I might be misunderstanding the word gaslight, because I thought it was more like when someone tries to tell someone else what you see isn't what you saw, what you heard isn't what you actually heard. Am I misunderstanding
That's
gaslight?
what I thought it was too.
That is gas. That's gaslighting.
Oh, I don't. Then I'm missing the context in the conversation. Then, my bad.